Hey everyone, this is MusicTechHelpGuy, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can create your own custom plugin chains with macro controls for mixing using smart controls in Logic Pro. Now in my last video I put out, I created some macro controls for mixing using all stock plugins in Logic, and I got to thinking I could really create some kick-ass mixing macros using some of my favorite third-party plugins. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to use all third-party plugins, specifically some of my favorite vocal mixing plugins, to create a really easy-to-use vocal mixing chain. Now, I've already explained how to set this all up in the previous video, so I'll leave a link to that if you want to go check that out. In this video, I'm just going to sort of jump right into it. I'm not going to explain every little thing that I'm doing. So I've got a vocal here, and it's the same vocal I used in the previous video. This is an upcoming song called Run from Sofia Varaz.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell.
Now, something I get a lot of with my mixing clients is I get a lot of vocal recordings that were done with like a cheaper microphone, and so one of the number one things I do is I correct the microphone frequency balance, and also will usually give it a bit of drive, like a preamp drive, like a tube drive. So I use two plugins to do this, and it's really two different functions. The first is the preamp drive, and my favorite plugin for this is Avox Warm from Antares. It's essentially a tube drive plugin that gives you two different drive options. I like to use the Velvet tube. And what I really want to do here is I want to add drive, but I also want to simultaneously pull down the output attenuator here. Because as you add drive, the output signal is going to get louder and can possibly clip. So let me just click the I button here. And what I'll do is I'm going to clear all of these mappings just by selecting delete all patch mappings. Select this top one here. And I'll just go ahead and learn the drive slider. I'll add a new mapping, and then I'll learn the output. So for the output gain, the range here is going to be like -4 is going to be the lowest. Max will be 0. This will also be an inverted control because as I pull this up, I want the output to go down. And then for the drive gain, I can keep that full range 0 to 12. So now I have this simple drive. I'm calling it a preamp drive. So I'll just call this control preamp drive.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it.
So this is one of the first things I do is I like to add a little bit of drive, a little bit of saturation to the vocal, especially if the client is using a solid state mic, and especially a cheap solid state mic. So this really helps with that. I'm just going to pull that up there in the corner. Now the next control I want to add will be a correction, like a frequency imbalance correction. The plugin that I use for this all the time is called Gullfoss from a company called Sound Theory. It's really a magical plugin. It's very subtle. What it does is it automatically analyzes the signal, and you can add recovery, tame, you can brighten the top end, and you can also add sort of like an equal loudness boost, where it boosts the low and top end and just sort of cuts the mids just a touch. So this helps just to get rid of some of the boxiness of cheap microphones. So I've got 4 parameters I need to map here. I need to learn the recover. I need to add a mapping and learn the tame control. I also need to learn the brighten control along with the boost control. So for the recover control, I only want this to go between like 0 and 20%. For tame, it's about the same, say 0 to 20%. Brighten, I want it to go from 0 to +10, not a whole lot. And then boost, I want this to go from 0 to like 5 dB a boost. One thing I do want to check here real quick though is I want to open up each of these parameter mappings. If you click here, it'll show you the sort of scaling for that control. I get some weird things that happen sometimes with third-party plugins. So I like to come in here on each of these and just reset them to make sure that they're all just a linear scale, unless you're intentionally trying to not have a linear scale. And I'll do the same thing for the preamp drive as well. I'll just make sure that both of these controls are, oh yeah, there we go. Make sure both of those are linear. And go back to my Gullfoss mapping here. I'm going to call this mic correction. So I'll give this a listen and show you what this does.
I I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell.
Okay, so next I'm going to add the Slate Virtual Mix Rack. I've been using the Slate plugins a lot lately. And on this one, I want to keep the Neve style EQ. And then to that, I'm going to add the EQ Earth and EQ Air plugins. And then on top of that, I want to add 2 stages of compression. So for this, I'm going to add the LA2A clone they have, as well as the Bluey 1176 clone. So I've got a optical stage of compression and a FET stage of compression. Now, I actually prefer the Native Instruments LA2A plugin, but that plugin would not let me create smart controls for it. Or at least I could learn smart controls, but when I moved the knobs, nothing happened. So there are some third-party plugins that this won't work with, but it should work with most of them. Okay, so I'm just going to bypass the compressors for now, and I'm actually going to bypass the Earth plugin as well. And this next control, I'm going to call it like a presence control. So it's going to be a top-end sort of air control. So I'll learn the high shelf. I'll create a new mapping. I'll learn this mid-high band. And then I'll also learn the air control. So for the air, I don't really want this to go beyond like 3 dB of boost. So I'll set this 0 and 3 dB max. For the bell gain here, I'll set this to 0 and about 6 dB. And then for the high shelf, I'll set this between 0 and I'll say 8 dB. And once again, I'm going to go into the scaling here and make sure that nothing is off with any of these parameters. It looks like they're all linear, so we're all good there. So now I've got this presence boost. I'll just call this presence. And that controls all 3 of those parameters, and we'll add a bit of air and top-end boost to her vocal.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself.
I think the high shelf, I've got just a little too much in there. I'll make that 6 dB as well. And you can always customize, what frequency you want the mid boost down here. I usually have this around 2K.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell.
All right, so now the next one's going to be like a body control. So I'm going to map this to this one. For the body control, I'm going to boost the low shelf. And then I'm also going to boost the Earth plugin. Go ahead and pull that back in the mix. And then I'll also learn the line level here. So this is almost like a line like preamp drive. It could almost substitute for what the warm is doing, but I'm going to be using it so little that it's not really going to matter too much. So the line gain, I'm just going to add like 3 dB a gain, not a whole lot. And then the Earth plugin will be 0 to like 4 or 5. Again, not a lot. And then the low shelf gain will be 0 and we'll say 6 dB. Let's try that out.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell.
Now I'm just going to pull in this low cut here, this high pass filter around like 75 hertz or so. So I've got all these sort of tone shaping controls. Now I'm going to move on to the compression. So I'm going to pull in both of these. And I'm going to create 2 separate controls. I'm going to create an opto compression control as well as a FET compression control. So this will be my opto compression. I'll learn the peak reduction, and I'll also learn the gain. And I'm also going to learn the mix. So the mix is going to be almost always 100%, and pretty close to 100%. So I'll make the range here 80 to 100%.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it.
So next up, a FET control. So I've selected this knob. I'm going to go ahead and learn the input control. I'm going to learn the mix control, and then everything else is going to be static. What I like to do is I like to have an optical compressor followed by FET compression, because what the FET compressor does is it's going to round off any of the transients in her voice a bit. So I'm going to make the mix between 80 and 100%. The input control is sort of like a threshold control and an input gain control all wrapped up into one. And then the ratio here is there's just 4 options, and I'm going to keep it on 4:1.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell. I can't escape, think I'm losing it.
Keep in mind that the input level here on the FET is going to control the signal a bit, but really beyond the halfway point here is where compression on the FET compressor actually starts to take place. So just kind of leave this up a bit here.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell.
And then here's with all of those plugins out.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it.
And then everything back in.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it.
So I'm going to add the deesser on the end, and the deesser I like to use is the Iosis deesser. It's a really, really great, really high quality deesser. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of these female presets here. So click on the I button here, click on one of my unmapped parameters. Let's learn the amount, and then let's also learn the smooth. So smooth is just going to be like 10% to 30%. Not a major control, just a little bit. And then the amount is going to be 0 to like 60. I never use it at 100%. And once again, let's just make sure that all of these controls are linear. And sometimes it does weird stuff like this, like when you hit reset, it doesn't reset. And what I'll do is I'll just click one of these other ones and then go back to linear. It's weird. Smart controls are great, but they kind of get a little weird when you're working with third-party plugins. And then this control, I'll just call it deesser.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell.
Just a gentle deesser. And then as a sort of a last control, I just want to have like an output gain control so I can adjust the output level of the vocal. Now I could add the trimmer plugin right here in the virtual mix rack, but the problem is I want the gain control to be after the deesser. So I'm actually just going to throw Logic's just utility gain plugin on here. And I'm going to make this a bi-directional control. So I'm going to just learn the gain knob, and then I'll make the range like -12 to, +12. We'll just make sure that the scaling is linear. And then now I have this gain control where I can add or reduce the volume of the vocal track by 12 dB.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think.
So just to demonstrate all of this, what I'm going to do is pull everything in here the best I can. Just kind of fit everything on the screen. And let's see how well all of this works together.
I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell. I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell. I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell. I can't escape, think I'm losing it. I make mistakes, think of proving it. Can't help myself, stubborn as hell. I can't escape, think I'm losing it.
And there you go. That's how you can use third-party plugins along with smart controls in Logic to build your own custom mixing macro controls. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. As always, thanks for the support and thanks for watching.